Welcome back to Attack the Block, the series where I talk all about cartoon blocks of the past and present. This is episode 5, a very long successor to the 2-month-old episode 4. Sorry for the distance. Today's block is of grand significance to the history of Cartoon Network. Let's talk about Cartoon Fridays. Cartoon Fridays launched in June of 1999 and primarily focused on airing Cartoon Network original series in prime time through May of 2003. But what made this block so legendary? To find out, we have to look at the era it was built in. Welcome to the 90s. No streaming, smartphones, widely adopted social media, or hyper-fast internet with instant access to whatever you wanted. If you wanted to watch something, you had 4 options. Blockbuster or other video rental stores, TV with its wide array of NBC, CBS, ABC, though Fox had just acquired local stations and the WB had just arrived, you had to own it on VHS or pre-record what you wanted to watch on VCR, though that also was complex. Then there was cable.
It's National Cable Month. TV you've gotta see. Look at who, where, when, how, why, what. Look at cable, cause cable's now. Cable's cool. Cable's hot. Look at cable to entertain and inform you 24 hours a day. And during
cable was the next level of entertainment. Sole channels dedicated to movies, game shows, music, sitcoms meant there was always something on. And this next level of entertainment was controlled by a few massive media giants. If you've watched prior Attack the Blocks, you've heard me speak on Viacom, which owned MTV Networks, a grand slice of the cable pie that included Nickelodeon. But Turner Broadcasting was another major player. Turner Broadcasting was a pioneer in the cable landscape, launching TBS in 1976 and rapidly expanding ever since. 1980 saw the debut of the cable news network, aka CNN. Turner attempted to acquire CBS in 1986, but failed, so instead picked up MGM Entertainment in the same year. Now, this would have led Turner into the red, and within 3 months of the original acquisition, MGM was back in the hands of original owner Kerkorian, albeit with Turner owning a vast library of MGM movies and TV shows. This gave Turner enough content to launch TNT, which arrived in 1988. But there was still a bevy of animated content from MGM left untapped by Turner. In 1991, Turner acquired Hanna-Barbera Productions. This gave Turner an even more expansive library. With such a massive catalog, Cartoon Network, featuring checkerboard bumpers, launched on October 1st, 1992 as the first animation-centric cable channel with an 8,500-hour library of animation. While Cartoon Network was airing their collection of decades-long animation, Hanna-Barbera was going through a shift. Fred Siebert, president of Hanna-Barbera, along with the assistance of company creators William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, refocused the studio to garner all new animated shorts in a vision to develop a new golden age of animation. Siebert garnered more assistance and advice from iconic Looney Tunes animator Fritz Freelong and Ren and Stimpy creator John Kricfaluski, who left his show and Nickelodeon due to creative differences. The studio opened up 48 slots for animated shorts, giving animators complete creative freedom. They opened the floodgates for submissions and got
over 9,000! What, 9,000?
No, not that many, but still a vast 5,000 submissions. Speaking on the submissions, Siebert said, quote, "Some 5,000 people pitched us cartoons from all over the world. We got into business with a broad range of people who never would have given Hanna-Barbera a passing chance. We worked with people who were 70 years old, who were 20 years old. We turned on its head the perception the people in the community had of us." And then talking about the competition, Siebert found, quote, "We didn't care what the sitcom trends were, what Nickelodeon was doing, what the sales department wanted. We wanted cartoons." The selected team of shorts had a bevy of members, including Gendy Tartakovsky, Craig McCracken, Rob Renzetti, Butch Hartman, John L. Dilworth, Bruno Bazzetto, Achio So, Jerry Reynolds, and Seth MacFarlane. Even Hanna and Barbera made shorts. The shorts were to be 7 minutes in length and, as stated prior, giving complete creative freedom, even down to the music. They would air on Cartoon Network in what would later be known as What a Cartoon. The premiere of What a Cartoon was a spectacle known as the World Premiere Tune-In, simulcasted on TNT and TBS on February 20th, 1995. The first short Craig McCracken's Powerpuff Girls. Through 1997, shorts premiered Sundays under the title World Premiere Tunes. This was the home of pilots for shows like Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. As shorts continued to air on the What a Cartoon show, the formerly mentioned pilots became full-length Cartoon Network series, or Cartoon Cartoons. Dexter's Laboratory launched in 1996, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, and I Am Weasel in 1997, Powerpuff Girls in 98, and Courage in 1999. Ed, Edd and Eddy, produced by Danny Antonucci in his studio aka Cartoon, launched in 1999. It was the first series not to go through the What a Cartoon short process, and the first produced by a company other than Hanna-Barbera. A marathon-style airing of all Cartoon Cartoons would premiere once a year, starting in 1997 under the moniker Cartoon Weekend. It would run through an entire weekend, starting on Friday evenings and ending on Sunday. By 1999, Cartoon Network developed a block to rival other networks in primetime. Welcome to Cartoon Fridays.
Hello, I'm Rick Rickard. It's Friday, June 11th, and welcome to tonight's first Cartoon Fridays lottery drawing. And here with me is Lorraine Lavender from Acme Accounting. Good luck, everyone. Okay, get those pencils ready. Here we go. First up tonight is Dexter's Lab, followed by a brand new Ed, Edd and Eddy, Cow and Chicken, and finally, the Powerpuff Girls. There you have it. Coming up next is Dexter's Lab, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Cow and Chicken, and the Powerpuff Girls. Hi, I'm your weatherman, Steve Swinkowski, with a Cartoon Fridays update. We have a massive Ed, Edd and Eddy premiere gathering momentum off the Gulf Coast as it combines with this low-pressure system that should spell new episode for all surrounding areas. So look for the Ed, Edd and Eddy premiere to hit at this time, bringing with it high winds as well as gusts of preteen anxiety.
Tune in to a new episode of Ed, Edd and Eddy tonight at 8 on Cartoon Fridays.
Launched on June 11th, 1999 and lasting through June of 2000, the first iteration was incredibly creative, being entirely live action and parodying lottery drawings, weather reports, astronomy news, and auctions for bumpers and previews. Shows that year included Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddy, the Powerpuff Girls, Cow and Chicken, I Am Weasel, Mike, Lou and Og, and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Watch the hair.
Everyone, and welcome to Cartoon Fridays. I'm Ed, that's with 2 D's, and I'm hosting tonight.
Hey, how many times you gonna let that disc fall on you, Double D?
Oh, yeah? Well, what kind of imbecile keeps throwing the thing when it keeps smacking you in the back of the head?
Permanent gold, little man.
Oh, for crying out loud! May I continue?
Go ahead.
Boy, do we...
The second iteration was introduced on June 8th, 2000, and removed the live action. Cartoon Fridays were now fully Cartoon based, with Eustace, Courage, Ed, and Bravo hosting. Cartoon Network began releasing What a Cartoon pilots on the block, including The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy Meet the Reaper, Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, as well as Sheep in the Big City. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones launched as a series in 2002, while Sheep in the Big City became an official Cartoon in November of 2000. Shows that year included Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddy, the Powerpuff Girls, Cow and Chicken, Mike, Lou and Og, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Sheep in the Big City.
New episode of Johnny Bravo, because heaven knows we don't see enough of him.
Not as much as Scooby.
Okay, we don't see him as much as Scooby.
That's President Scooby to you, Slappy.
Leave me alone.
Cartoon Fridays. I'm Eddie, and this is my friend Ed. Ed? Oh, great. Leave me down here to do all the hosting work. Anyway, welcome to Cartoon Summer. Yay!
2001 would see the exit of Betty Cohen, succeeded by Jim Samples, but Cartoon Friday chugged along. There was a slight variation to the block and a much larger hosting list. Through the year, Dexter, Bubbles, Mojo Jojo, The Mayor and Mrs. Bellum from Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Eustace and Muriel, the Time Squad Trio, and Sheep from Sheep in the Big City all got a chance to host. Time Squad, a new cartoon series, launched on the day of the block's update, and Grim and Evil debuted on the block later in the year. A viewer voting segment called The Big Pick gave viewers the choice to vote a What a Cartoon short into production. The winner? Codename Kids Next Door. Shows that year included Grim and Evil, Time Squad, Sheep in the Big City, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Mike, Lou and Og, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Powerpuff Girls, I Am Weasel, Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo, and Dexter's Laboratory. 2001 would also see Hanna-Barbera fold into Warner Brothers Animation. William Hanna died of throat cancer the same year, while Joseph Barbera continued to work at the redubbed Warner Brothers Animation on What's New Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry's Tales until his death in 2006. The block remained unchanged in format, however, new shows were added and others were removed. Courage the Cowardly Dog premiered new episodes from summer through fall as it ended its final season. Codename Kids Next Door would be the final cartoon to premiere on the block. A Halloween theme took over the block throughout the month of October, featuring Grim and Evil, Scooby-Doo episodes, and movies. Shows that year included Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Cow and Chicken, I Am Weasel, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Sheep in the Big City, Time Squad, Grim and Evil, Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, and Codename Kids Next Door. Samurai Jack also aired on the block.
Hi, I'm Eustace, and this is my wife Muriel.
And welcome to Cartoon Fridays.
We've got a great show for you tonight. But before we begin, we want everyone to know how flattered we are to be hosting this evening.
We're glad we...
2003 was the end of the road for the block. Just 4 years after its launch in 1999, the Cartoon Fridays would be replaced with a rebranded Summer Fridays until an all-new Fridays would debut in September. Before getting deep into the script, I thought connecting the Cartoon Fridays, aka 1999 through 2003, with the Fridays following block would be perfectly fine. However, I found there was a massive problem. For those that may have watched my Why People Think Cartoon Network Died in 2008 video, you may have seen a number of comments saying it wasn't 2008, but sometime in the early 2000s, and there definitely could be a case here. Particularly over on the Friday block, Cartoon Fridays didn't care what age you were and didn't speak down to you at an immature level. There was a tone for everyone. However, that all changed with Summer Fridays and drastically with Fridays. I'll follow up with a detailed look at the 2003 through 2007 Fridays block, but for now, this is where I'm going to finalize the episode. The reason Cartoon Fridays is thought with such nostalgia and memory, at least in my eyes, is because of its quality. It was truly a block that kept you interested in its bumpers, premieres, and surprises. That was going above and beyond with designing bumpers, interstitials, and programming in general. Anyway, I recommend checking out more information on What a Cartoon's legacy and its members. It's a really fascinating dive. Researching this gave me goosebumps of nostalgia. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Attack the Block Episode 5. As always, thanks for watching and subscribe to stay tuned for more.
There is no cause for alarm, but there probably will be.